Well, hey everybody, welcome back to Iowa Hobby Farm. It's been a while. I'm sitting on the tractor and I've got quite the project ahead of me today. Here in Iowa, we've had 2 flash floods in about a week and a half. And there's a huge trench in my driveway because of it. So I'm about to go get that fixed. Stay tuned. Gotta get the rear blade put on. All right guys, so here's the damage. It might be kind of hard to see on the GoPro, but this flash flood absolutely wrecked my driveway. I don't know if you can see how deep this rut is right here. I'll put my Yeti cooler in there. Yeah, it's probably a good 9 or 10 inches washed out, which means that I didn't have it crowned in the middle quite enough. I mean, this is huge. This will suck the whole Yeti up. And it goes all the way. I need to put a little bit more of a ditch in my yard, I think. I don't know that I'm gonna do that now. But it washed gravel out into the grass. The county got some free gravel, but I'm gonna have to go a ways up my driveway here. So anyway, it's a job that I think the B2601 can handle. I've kind of got my blade at a little bit of an angle. As you can see, it is kind of parked on an angle, but I've got it at a little bit of an angle too. So we're going to be digging all this extra rock out of here and trying to fill up those holes, and I'll be back to harrow this later with the side-by-side. But for right now, I just got to get rid of these massive trenches that the water dug. Stay tuned. We're gonna go right where the rock started getting pretty loose, and we're gonna dig this thing deep. So blades all the way down. Hammer stuck, obviously. Out in the middle, and then we'll smooth it out, put it where it needs to go, and I'm going to drive my tractor over the where the trenches were cut through with the water, and hopefully that'll pack them down a little bit better, and then we'll harrow it. So this might take me a while. Stay tuned. Tractor's pulling this plow downhill with no problem. Coming uphill is a little bit different story. I got it at right at 1500 RPM. Coming up the hill has about 2200. So it's a little bit of a struggle. It's pretty dry out right now, right at this moment. But it definitely did help that it rained a couple days ago, because it softened up the dirt underneath it, or the rock, I guess. So surprisingly, it didn't pull hardly any of my rock out into the road. Maybe a little bit, but it's mainly piled in this general area right here. You can kind see some of where it washed. I'll tell you one thing, in relation to where my pond's at, my pond's directly over here. It filled my pond with silt and all kinds of stuff. I was actually going to film a video. We bought a fish finder for the little 8-foot John boat that my son and I use, and we were going to do a video on how well it worked on the pond, and it was so muddy in there it wasn't reading any of the depths. It was saying that it was 2 feet deep, so clarity is about 2 feet, I would say. So anyway, I'm gonna try to get this thing taken care of here, and I'll keep you updated with the progress. So it's not quite working out how I want it to. There's a lot of material that needs to be packed back into that trench, so I'm actually gonna flip my blade the other way, and hopefully, I need to grease that, hopefully it'll dump some of that gravel. All my damage to the driveway is on this side, so hopefully that'll dump some of that gravel down into that trench that the water made, and then I'll come back through and I'll straight blade it, pull some of that gravel back up to the top of the driveway, and then we'll harrow it back down to the end. So this is one way also, if you have a lot of grass growing up in the middle of your driveway, which we don't have a ton right now, but this is one way to kill all that grass without having to spray it. So if you've got a blade and you've got a little bit of diesel, I guess it's free. I don't know. That's how I'm looking at it. So the worst of it is right here at my pole. I'm going to try to make one more pass, shove some of that gravel down into that hole, and see what we can do. So you gotta have differential lock on because I start spinning if I'm going uphill. This is really the only way I can bring the gravel back up the driveway. See what we did here. Okay, so that is not perfect, and this is still pretty soft right here. What I'm gonna do, I may end up harrowing this. Actually, I've got quite a bit of gravel right here in the center, so I'm gonna straight blade that, bring it up kind of a little bit closer to here, and then fill that in once more. That should at least get me started to be able to pack it in and then harrow it. Driveway doesn't have to support like semis or anything, so a good tractor tackle hopefully keep it solid. We got a little bit of a low spot there. Using the bucket right now to hopefully smooth some of this out a little bit better.
it now.
Alright guys, well, I'm gonna call this fixed. It's packed in there good. Just got done harrowing it with the side-by-side, and we're back in business now. So just wanted to thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.